مساء الخير. أصدر مجلس أعيان الدنكا بيانا في توقيت مختلف، بيان لم يكن متوقع من أي أحد، كان بيانا مفاجئا بالنسبة للكثيرين ولم يكن متوقعا إلا بالنسبة للذين هم في دوائر ضيقة. هذا البيان صدوره في هذا التوقيت يطرح الكثير من الأسئلة. ليه صدر هذا البيان في هذا التوقيت؟ الدوافع، الأسباب، وتداعيات هذا البيان. أسئلة كثيرة في انتظار إجابات مؤكدة. فتشنا عن كل غيرات المجلس ولم نجد إلا الشخص المناسب ليجيب على هذه التساؤلات، وهو المتحدث الرسمي باسم المجلس الدكتور ألدو أجو دينغ. مرحبا بك دكتور.
ثانك يو. مرحبا.
طيب، أول سؤال نطرحه لك، ليه طلعتوا بيان مختلف عن باقي البيانات القديمة وفي التوقيت ده؟
والله this press release is actually a part of the peace deal. لأنه لما نوصل السلام رحمنا بو لأنه ده آخر مسافة. This is the last station من الحرب، وقلنا we have to be a part of it. مفاجآت الأولية طبعا it didn't go on time، يعني في أصل تأخير بتكوين كل شيء. and we have been talking we have been saying that peace is going very slow, and many people became very skeptical. They expected peace that it will actually generate hopes of the people. ما حصل كده، وتأخير continues. هسه الحكومات يعني ما مكونة حكومات الولاية. The parliament is not organized. It is a part of agreement. The judiciary is not yet organized. The army is not yet unified.
اوكي، طيب دكتور، ده كله معروف للناس، لكن اللي ما معروف للناس شنو السبب الأساسي اللي خلاكم تتكلموا بطريقة مختلف تماما عن المرات الفاتة؟ المرات الفاتة كان يعني كل حاجاتكم كان دايم بالرئيس.
نحن كشينا عشان نضفر التنفيذ، إما في تنفيذ ولا ما في حكومة، لأنه الناس اللي في الحكومة مختلفين. They are not reconciled. They have not forgiven one another. And they are not working collectively. So نحن بنشوف الخطورة بتاعت الانتفاقية ده ما بيمشي قدام بالطريقة ده.
اوكي، قلت انه الحكومة مختلفين كيف؟ بتقصد شنو؟
القيادين بتاع حزاب ما منسجمين. They are not together on issues. They are not making one decision. انت تفتكر يعني كم الجلسات بتاع مجلس الوزراء، يعني you count it from where it started. How many times this has happened? في very slow implementation. شوفنا خطر لانه ما دارين الحرب ثاني.
اوكي، طيب خطر على عمولان، خطر على النظام ولا خطر على البلاد كلها؟ الخطر
الاولى للحرب. نحن ما مراقبين في ده. We don't want. This is what we don't want. It is not individuals. We have nothing to do with individuals because individuals عندهم أحزاب بتاعهم. يعني أحزاب بتاعهم, if they want to keep them leaders, it is up to them. But what is common is that it is this peace, and they have actually put themselves to run the transition. They have to implement it for us because we want it. We want peace, and that's what we want. As for leadership, they are parties. They are not tribes. They are parties. They are not communities. So كل واحد, if he is accepted by his own party, we have no objection. It is not our role.
طيب الاستغراب بتاع الناس انه انتوا طالبتوا او يعني اعلنتوا انتوا مؤيدين للكفرنج نود اللي قدموه جزء من الزيادات بتاع اللجنه بتاع الحوار الوطني، واللي بيتكلموا حول انه الرئيس والنائب الاول ما يترشحوا في الفتره الجايه.
What we actually support is the revitalized agreement. One. Two, we support the recommendations and resolutions of the national dialogue. And we want this to be put together and implemented. The leadership of the national dialogue has actually forwarded their letter to the president. It is their advisory to them. They take it or they don't take it. It is advisory to them. ما ملزم يعني. الملزم ده التوصيات والقرارات بتاع national dialogue, in which this is not mentioned there.
Okay. لكن انتوا يعني.
لكن if you go back to the archives, what people said in the village, what people said in the counties, what people said in the state, what people said in the regional conference, and what people said in the national conference. All of this, if you go there, they focus on two people. That these two people are not agreed, they are not reconciled. How will they run this one? How will they implement this one if they are not reconciled? You see? People have said it. And if you want to read it, go to archives of national dialogue.
Okay.
It was always in the lips of everybody.
طيب دكتور انت يعني.
Now, the real things are the agreement which must be implemented and the توصيات and recommendations. This is where we are as members of the national dialogue. But for advisory note, it belongs to the leaders of the national conference. It is not all the members.
Okay.
Even some members do not know it. I want to emphasize, the leaders of political parties are only subjected to their own parties anywhere in the world. They cannot be asked by people outside their parties to step down unless someone is convicted by court so that he is disqualified during elections. That is. But you cannot say X and Y party, why we don't want your chair. It is people who will reject that person in elections. So here in our resolution of the conference, we don't reject anybody and we don't talk about the names of individuals' parties. Even we talk about people are talking, people of South Sudan, inclusively.
And you said you are not. You didn't mention any names.
It is not a commitment. It is not a commitment.
People on the ground talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people have said it, including the leaders of the national conference, and they have written to the presidency mentioning this.
Okay.
So the thing does not belong actually to the recommendation of national dialogue. It is something which has not been recommended or resolved by national. You will see it is not there.
طيب دكتور الفترة اللي فاتت ده كله جين كانسل معروف انه قاعد يدعم اي خطوة بتاع الرئيس. بيانكم الاخير خلى الناس يكونوا مستغربين. كم وقت انتوا اخذتوا عشان تطلعوا البيان ده؟
نحن بدينا this organization بعد 2013.
انا I mean البيان الاخير ده. النقاش فوقه اخذ كم وقت لحد ما طلع بالصورة ده؟
This one?
Yeah.
The consultation was very wide.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why نحن كتبنا التاريخ بتاع what we have been doing and what we want to do now. What we want to do now, we want to see into it that the war does not happen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
شنو الآليات بتاعكم؟ الآلية بتاعكم شنو عشان تدعموا تنفذوا الكلام اللي قلته كله؟
الآليات بتاعنا the public opinion. السياسة ده بتدفروا public opinion. رأي العام بتاع الناس.
اوكي.
انت رأي العام بتاع الناس جمعنا ده ما في زول واحد اعترف فيما حصل في البلد. We don't want war. We want to live. We want to get education. We want food. See, we want treatment. We want everything, and we have nothing. This is what people say.
طيب دكتور قبال ما طلعوا البيان ده هل قابلتوا الرئيس؟ ناقشتوا؟
الرئيس اصلا ما بنقابله الجماهير في الشارع هنا بيفتكر انه كل يوم مع الرئيس. By the way, all the years we have been on our own. نحن ما في شيء لازم منه. And we will not take permission from any politician.
طيب
Yes.
طيب لكن برضو اي كلام انتم بتقولوا الرئيس كان قاعد ينفذه فكيف تكونوا مكان تقول
لا 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 ما قلنا كلام نفس. انت لو شفت كلامه في برلمان في 2015 قال المشكلة بتاعي دينكا هو SPLM. انت اقرأ هنا موجود.
لقيته
اي. From there what do you think? نحن we were not supplying the government. The government all over the world have got people that lobby everywhere. And the lobbies ideas are either taken by the state or leave them. So if the government has taken anything from us and implement it, we cannot call it ours. It is something we have worked out, and if the government takes it, we cannot declare that this is ours.
Okay.
It's not ours. It's the government that decided. So we have not been actually at the office of the president. I tell you.
No, لكن يعني انتم لكم آليات بتاع الضغط وده كان واضح حتى في قرارات اتخذوا الرئيس يعني زي موضوع بتاع الولايات كل مرة يتكلم عنه
الإزعاج بتاعنا الشديد الناس في SPLM اختلفوا بعد اختلاف بتاعهم في مؤتمر convention, extra convention. It is they who divided themselves and went to war. We were not then organized in 2013. They went to war alone, and they decided each one to get to his own ground, his own constituency. His own constituency, طبعا رياض constituency بتاعه نوير constituency بتاع Salva Kiir is Denka, because they left the SPLM.
Okay.
Now, when they fought and they made a mistake of violence, and then we came up strongly to tell the world that this is not Denka, this is SPLM. They resisted and they say, and the Denka were the people who started the war. Look at the lie. The lie until the lie was accepted. We were not a part of the war. We have never seen a gun. Wala explosive. We are people who now Namanigum Yelbas who did Leonard to our neck. And they wanted to rid themselves of all this, even corruption. They say that is we doing corruption, and we have not been a part of the government.
انتم ما جزء من
وخلوا communities كله ما فيه community بتاع باريا community بتاع شلوك which is out spoken. They don't talk about them. They talk about us.
اوكي لكن يا دكتور انه في مناسبات اجتماعيه انتوا قاعدين تتكلموا كدينكا وانه الحكومه ده الناس يدافعوا عنه.
لا ويدافع عنه كمواطنين because the war is there. Once there is a war in your country, you must, if you are loyal, you defend your country.
كمواطنين.
And that is in the constitution. انت فرد المواطن individual مواطن can actually go in and take gun to go to war to defend his own country, and that is our mission.
اوكي يعني yes. كمواطنين جنوب سودانيين ولا كدينكا؟
دينكا بتعيشوا كمواطنين.
طيب انتوا ما خطبتوا مواطنين من جنوب السودان من قبائل ثانيه لكن كان شغلكم كله حول
نحن مشينا لكاد كينيا العرب موي and we brought the Nuer see from Pandag ولا وين we brought the Nuer and we met Arab Moy and we met Barrier here. They refused that we don't want to ally with you. And when people were being killed on Yei Road and Numili, we prevailed and we talked in the radio to stop Denka not to do anything, not to revenge. You see? And when people were killed 2015, on the 17th of the war started on the 15th. On the 17th, we went to the president. What is this? And that is why how we found ourselves. We worked very hard to see that this country does not go away. Does not go away because Khartoum was working on others to derail our independence. We could not accept.
طيب انتم من الوقت ذاك وكنت لقيتوا الرئيس وسالتوا انه الحاصل شنو؟ من الوقت ذاك لحد هسه ما قابلتوا نهائي؟
If we have a problem that we want to answer, we do it alone.
Okay. طيب دكتور
Why should we meet him? نحن ما subordinate بتاعهم. We are not we are not subordinate.
لكن انتوا
وبعدين نحن ما شغالين في الحكومة. We are not ministers or advisors.
انتوا اعضاء في البرلمان. طيب دكتور بكل صراحة انتوا اخر مرة قابلتوا الرئيس 200
وين؟
في جوبا هنا.
As a group?
As a group, yeah.
A very long time ago.
When exactly?
ده بيكون قبل الاتفاقية ذاته.
اوكي طيب شنو ناقشتوا معه؟
2018.
شنو ناقشتوا معه؟
We wanted peace. We want to ask him to prevail to bring peace.
اوكي.
لأنه opinion بتاعنا ناس دايرين سلام.
اوكي.
And we wanted the president to prevail and bring peace to our people.
اوكي.
أنا بالطريقة.
انتوا طلعتوا بيان ده باعتباركم مجلس عيان بتاع الدنكا. هل هتعملوا حوارات مع مجتمعات تانية to endorse covering note اللي انتوا دعمتوا ده؟
لا covering note ده ما قدرنا يا سيد.
لكن انتوا دعمتوه؟
No, ما قدرنا. We have mentioned it that it has been forwarded by leadership of the national dialogue. We respect this leadership.
And
yes.
And endorse it also.
No, don't push it to us. We know the resolutions and recommendations only. We don't dismiss politicians. It is not our obligation to stop a politician from going to elections. No, much more.
Okay.
Alright?
طيب
ده شغل بتاع الأحزاب بتاعهم. If they don't want their leader, they change their leader. Because this is the theme of democracy, and we are committed to democracy.
Okay.
Now, we cannot say this thing.
Okay, لكن في الفترة الأخيرة يا دكتور الجين كانسل بقى حزب سياسي أكثر من كونه يكون مجلس.
And anywhere in the world, elders come to the scene when there is trouble. لما نكون في مشكلة في دولة. If you get just United States yesterday with Trump, elderly people who were sleeping woke up and they went to vote to get rid of him. And they said that this man is derailing our democracy, our way of life. And they talk separately. And especially the professionals who run certain think tanks, they came out
Okay.
Why do people think that in South Sudan elders should not come out? This is your conviction. You this generation who think that they will not get old are the one doing this. We have worked in this country and we have worked and defended the country. We are elders and we are still alive.
Okay.
Anything wrong, we come in.
Okay.
By our own right. Why not?
بنفس المفهوم يا دكتور برضو
أيوة.
في some peoples showing into are treating the nation also here in
What?
South Sudan.
We are not supporters of anybody, by the way. Take it from me. Usajili kwezi. We are not supporters of any politician. Believe me. Any politician, we are not supporters of any politician. If somebody thinks that we are his supporters, he is wrong. We support the country.
Okay.
And what is wrong in the country, we have to come in. What is good, we praise it. That's it.
Great.
And that will be a conviction of any elder. An elder who keep quiet in this crisis is not a true elder. There's somebody that is not living into this. So, take us as elders, by the way, of South Sudan.
Okay.
And I am telling you, if somebody does not know, tell them that these people are statesmen. People who worked before and are statesmen, and they have something to say when the nation is going wrong.
Okay.
This is where we are.
Okay.
And some people here, this generation of yours is taking us light. They think that we cannot say anything. We are supporters. We are not supporters of anybody. If Salva thinks that we are his supporters, he's wrong. Or Young Macharo, anybody, a politician. And definitely, as long as we are alive, we can vote. And my vote can go to a person who has convinced me.
اوكي دكتور هو كلامك ده كلام نظري لكن عمليا المواقف بتاعكم قاعدين بدون انتم داعمين وبالذات داعمين الرئيس سلفا.
No, we support Salva Kiir to maintain the country. Not to slip away from independence, because our independence is fragile. We took it from Khartoum, and Khartoum followed us with guns to destroy it. And we were there with Khartoum, so we didn't like it. We didn't like it, rebellion. We didn't like it because it is a rebellion generated from Khartoum, where we left. And we have a right. Somebody fighting it to support that person. And that's why we support Salva Kiir.
Okay.
Because Salva Kiir would want to maintain the status quo of our independence, the flag. And we were just talking under our flag, not to slip away from us. That is our right. And it is Khartoum who actually gave guns to everybody to destroy her. And destroy it in the name of Denka.
Okay, the same.
Because that is their illusion that if you address Denka, the world will go with them.
Okay,
to destroy Denka.
The same Khartoum.
They are not.
The same Khartoum there, he gave guns to the government also.
What?
نفس الخرطوم قاعد.
لا لأن ما بنعرف الكلام ده، لأن we have no friends in Khartoum guns ما عندنا.
لا في تقارير أكد الكلام ده.
لا ما في.
Okay.
أنا زول قاعد في Khartoum. اشتغلت فوق كتير. And I know every house, I know every section, I know the ideologies in the country, and I know who is who in the region. Everybody.
Okay.
أنا السلام التقارتم ده I wrote about it. أنا ما وافقت. I know the loopholes. What is inside there. أنا بعرف.
Okay. So what?
فهنا أنا ما ممكن نطلع من خرطوم كحكومة نشيل بنادق من خرطوم. السوق الأسود ده ما عنده وجود طبعا.
Okay.
Anybody can use it.
الاتفاق هسه بالشكل الحالي ده انتوا شايفين انه هيودي بلد ده لوين؟
والله unless the two people are reconciled.
Who and who?
Salva Kiir and Riek Machar reconcile and forgive one another and apologize to the people of South Sudan, to be forgiven also by people, and they unified their ranks to implement this peace. Because we don't want people to go back to war.
Okay.
And if they continue wrangling and they want to go to war, we cannot support people who are going to war.
Okay.
We support people who want to live in peace. And we want to live in peace.
اوكي دكتور، في كلام برضه انه المذكره ده انتوا عملتوا نتيجه لحوارات مع ناس من المجتمع الدولي، هل الكلام ده صح؟
No. This one, if you test us, our brain is very broad, by the way.
اوكي.
Can you believe that I can challenge some of these people? You say they are foreigners.
اوكي.
In my own literature and what I know, I can, some of these people, I can tell them that you are wrong. I have been opposing Trump from day one. By reading his own literature, I said this man will not put America together. This man will create problems. Until he felt, I never supported Trump.
Okay.
Now, don't tell me this, some people who are NGOs, some people who came here for jobs, and they are not even professionals. How can they lure us into their own thinking? No. Our thinking is extremely national. National for South Sudan, for peace deal, and only we would want those who will support us.
Okay.
Now, after agreement, you know it, you will be writing. After agreement, which country that supported our agreement? No one. See? This is a trick to destroy our country because they made peace and they distance themselves. See?
Okay.
And all the time, they think that it can be implemented by one person. It is not a government of one person. It is not a government of Salva Kiir. It is a government, a coalition government form of parties who are fighting, and they have agreed to run the government together. So it is a government of political parties. It is not a government of SPLM.
اوكي. طيب دكتور، كمجلس الاعيان بتاع دينكا، الاتفاق ده هل هيصمت ولا هينحار؟
Only شروط واحد. See? If Salva Kiir and Riek Machar are reconciled, we can get out of this.
اوكي. and انت شايف انه they are going to reconcile؟
Huh?
انت شايف انه ممكن يعملوا مصالحه بين؟
They must reconcile. This is a country. It is not a joke. Alright?
طيب اذا ما عملوا؟
ما عملوا, they go to war alone and we will not go.
اوكي.
Yes.
alone.
Another war, we are not going to go there.
انتوا ما تعبوا الناس لحرب ثاني؟
لحرب الناس وين يا أخي؟ ناس ما في. ناس في رقبة ده. How they can live? Young people are not living in this country. Where are they?
اوكي.
They are in the street, they have no food, they have nothing, they have no services. How can they go to work?
اوكي. منو ممكن يلوموا في الوضع ده؟
Huh?
منو ممكن يلوموا في الوضع اللي قاعد تقوله ده؟
What are they?
كلام في
The warring political parties, all of them.
اوكي.
Because they broke out of SPLM and they went to war. They are the one running the government.
Okay, political, the leader of political party.
Now, in politics, you actually get to blame the parties that are ruling, not outside. Now, I cannot blame Masalan Lama Kol. He is not in the government. See? Or go there and blame Cirilo. I will be irrelevant. What we need are the people running us on everyday life. What are they doing for us? And that's why the concern is always the government. Yes, it is not an individual out there. So those who are against JCE, they were mistaken. JCE is not a government. It is an organization of people. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, why do you concentrate on it? It's not a government.
إذا الوضع ده استمر كده لحد ما جاء انتخابات، شنو اللي انتم هتعملوه؟
وين؟
كإلدس. إذا
الكلام اللي قلنا في موضوع بتاع انتخابات، إذا كان ريش انتخابات قلنا ثلاثة. زول واحد عمل اقتراح وقال نحن في آخر مطاف الانتخابات نسلمه لUN وAU IGAD to run elections. Because these people, if they are left to run elections, they will fight. So let us actually give the elections to UN This whole amul itiraf maktub.
Okay.
We rejected it. And then we said election commission يكون مكون من individuals independent, neutral individuals who can actually run elections without prejudice. Underline the word prejudice. Without prejudice to supervision of UN, AU and IGAD to supervise elections. This one is recommendation.
Okay.
That gives us a recommendation because the whole people everywhere are afraid that will they run elections successfully? And if they run it, will they accept the results? ده كلام آخر.
Okay.
هاي. وده كلام منطقي. الما منطقي انت it is when you go to another party and say your leader should not contest. Nobody can do this. Aye.
Okay.
That one is an interference which has no political value.
Okay. طيب دكتور جزء منكم وقع على مذكرة وجزء ما وقع. في وقت أي بيان قاعد يطلعوه كلهم قاعد يوقع. ليه في ده ما وقعتوا كلكم؟
نحن أصلا لو قرأت كويس نحن بنمثل مناطق بتاع دينكا. تمشي على النيل you will find ممثل ثاني. تجي بارغزال you will find ممثل ثاني. ماذا استوائية؟ يعني ما كتبنا استوائية تنقل or anything. استوائية لسه ما حاجة. For here we have signed it as people from sections of the Denka. The Denka are many.
Okay. No, أنا أيمين إنه أنتوا في المجلس أنتوا أعضاء كتار. ليه أنتوا بالذات وباقي الناس ليه ما وقعوا؟
When?
في المذكرة.
For leadership. أنت أصلا في paper بتاعك ده you are a leader. And if you want something you can sign. We are leaders, that's why we sign this.
Okay.
We lead these people. In the event of anything, we get it. Yes.
Okay. طيب سؤال أخير يا دكتور منو بيتحمل مسؤولية الوضع الحالي؟
وضع
البلد ده. كمجلس تعيين تعدين كنت شايفين منو بيتحمل مسؤولية الوضع الحاصل ده؟
وضع يعني
في بلد يعني مرتبات ما في في مجاعة الكلام الكثير ده.
نحن عملنا contribution to national dialogue. وانت you read the national dialogue properly.
انت عملت contribution
عملنا wait عملنا contribution. وجاء ناس من استوائية without قعدوا كاستوائيين. وجينا من باركزال قاعدنا كباركزال. وجينا في علينيل جينا علينيل. وفي يدنا قرارات بتاع علينيل. في يدنا قرارات بتاع باركزال. في يدنا قرارات بتاع استوائية. وجينا قاعدنا وعملنا these books, the agenda of national conference. These people they are not going to stay away. My friend, we went to the route and these people are not going to stay away. We are going to take the responsibility. Okay. All these people, because we have said people have spoken. Because people have spoken. Okay. We are not going to keep quiet. And we are not alone. Don't point your finger to JCE. Point your finger to people of South Sudan have spoken. Right?
Okay.
Do you think this one, this national dialogue paper, ما في دولة في أفريقيا عمل كلام زي ده. حتى بتاع خرطوم مؤتمر بتاع خرطوم ما عملوا ده. Then we went to the villages. بدون تعريف. وقعدنا ولقينا الناس كله واعيين. ايه بتعملوا شنو في جوبا؟ ايه الكلام ده؟ كله زعل. شلنا الزعل ده. And we polish it into recommendations and resolutions. زعل بتاع الناس. ياودا. And this is being handed over to presidency. This is what people have said. People will keep quiet if we go to war again. Do you think so? They will follow them. We will not follow them.
اوكي شكرا دكتور.
So ده ما قدنا الناس.
اوكي شنو هو رسالتك الاخيره لشعب جنوب السودان؟
الكلام يقول كالآتي: أنه نحن خرجنا من from the narrow pit of Denka Jieng Council of Elders وضمينا لناس. فأنا بقول إن نحن كلام ده نشاركه، ونحن أصواتنا كله يصل الليدرشيب بتاع government. الغرض تنفيذ الاتفاقية وتنفيذ recommendations resolution of our conference, which we have said, and it is what we have said that we actually dismantle ourselves to join South Sudan, because South Sudan has spoken and has actually said we are one country, you see, without prejudice to decentralization and federalism, in order to share the government, in order to be equal, and we have to have justice, all of us. We set al-miraya to reflect all of us. So I'm telling our people that this miraya should reflect all of us. انت ما تخلوا الحملة لجين council alone. We are not there, and we want to come together. We have already come together, and we have decided that this country is one, provided that it is a federal system of government, in which we have to divide our cake, in which every state runs itself. You see, self-government in the state. ما ولايات الموجودة هسه ولايات الخرطوم ده ما فيه سلطات. ده سلطات حقيقية. Something like United States, when you go from Washington to Chicago, you find the same service there. And you don't need to come to Juba or you come to Washington. This is what we are fighting for, all of us, and we have fought. We have to come up here and reach our leaders and tell them that this is what people want, my friends. If you want to run people, get with us. We are not against them. We are not looking for any position. We are not going to contest elections again. Nothing. Aye.
وبكده بنكون وصلنا إلى نهاية حوار اليوم. نتمنى أنه نلقاكم في حوارات تانية عندها علاقة بالقضايا الملحة في البلاد. شكرا لحسن المتابعة، ونتمنى نلتقيكم في حوار جديد مع شخصية مختلفة. شكرا جزيلا.